This is Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
The Cavalcade of America, presented by DuPont. The story of Sam Huston. Adapted for radio from Sam Huston the Raven, the Pulitzer Prize-winning biography by Marquis James. With Walter Huston, star of stage, screen, and radio, as Sam Huston.
The DuPont Company, makers of better things for better living through chemistry, brings you the Cavalcade of America. Tonight, instead of our story about the Pilgrim Fathers, as announced, we are presenting the drama of a great, colorful American character, Sam Huston. And here is Dr. Frank Monahan, professor of history at Yale University, the Cavalcade of America's historical advisor. Dr. Monahan.
In certain dramatic moments of the past, the fate of a nation has marched side by side with that of an individual. These individuals are the molders of the future. Destiny often twists them about round a point which they cannot, at the moment, recognize. Certainly Sam Huston did not early realize that the events of a January day in 1829 would shatter his own pattern of life and shape the course of American history. When Huston was born, George Washington was President of the United States. At the time of his death, Abraham Lincoln was guiding the nation through a civil war. Sam Huston in his time was many things: schoolteacher, soldier, lawyer. He was the governor of Tennessee, a United States senator, the first president of the Republic of Texas. At one time, he seemed scheduled for the presidency of the United States. This office is one which most men do not deliberately avoid. Yet Sam Huston, when all seemed most promising, renounced it all. He defied destiny, but he could not escape it. Tonight, we introduce Sam Huston at a decisive turning point, not merely in his own career, but in the history of the United States. This turning point was the 22nd of January, 1829. Snow is falling over the Cumberland Valley in Tennessee. The best society of the valley is assembling at Colonel John Allen's plantation home for the marriage of his daughter Eliza to the most eligible bachelor in the state, General Sam Huston, governor of Tennessee. The bride's mother is adjusting the wedding veil.
Eliza, stop it, I tell you. Please stop it. How can you behave this way?
Mother, I can't help it. I can't help it.
You want everyone to hear? How can you be so ungrateful after all Pop and I have tried to do for you?
Oh, but, Mama, I don't love him.
Oh, no. Now every girl feels that way. I thought I didn't want to marry your father. Come along now. Dry your eyes. You'll see. You'll be all right.
Nothing will ever be right if I marry him. I won't. I won't go through with it.
Eliza, you don't know what you're saying. The finest man this side of the Allegheny.
Oh,
a friend of the president himself. You'll thank your lucky stars someday. Why, you might even be the first lady of the land.
Oh, please, Mother.
There's the music. Come on, honey, dry your eyes. It's time to start downstairs. You're a beautiful bride, dear.
Meanwhile, downstairs in the dining room, the lofty mahogany-paneled walls glisten in the candlelight. Around a long, darkly gleaming table stand Colonel Allen, his tall, handsome son, several gentlemen of the Cumberland Valley, and General Sam Huston.
Here's to you, Sam. I drink to your re-election as governor of Tennessee.
I second that toast.
Just a minute, gentlemen. Let me propose the toast. To Sam Huston, and to the day when my daughter becomes the first lady of the land. Good luck, Sam. You've always had it. May you always keep it. Yes, indeed.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. It's true, I am a lucky man. I'd like to have you all join me now in a toast to one who has brought me the best luck a man could ever have. Gentlemen, to the very fiber of my life, to the one who, well, you know what I'm trying to say, to the lady who has consented to become my wife, Eliza Allen. Father, Eliza's ready.
She's coming down the stairs.
All right, Sonny. Come, let us go, gentlemen. All right.
Wilt thou love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep thee only unto her, so long as ye both shall live?
I will.
Eliza Allen, wilt thou have this man to be thy wedded husband? Wilt thou love him, honor and obey him, and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep thee only unto him, so long as ye both shall live?
I will.
Eliza,
Yes?
may I come in?
Yes. Come in.
Oh, Eliza, I missed you. I looked everywhere for you, but it's all right now. Oh, you were so lovely. The center of all eyes. I don't blame you wanting to be alone for a while.
Yes, I know. My, listen to that wind.
Yes, darling, I hear it. Eliza,
Yes?
what's the matter?
Matter?
I love you, Eliza.
Oh,
Remember the first time I saw you? You were so sweet. A radiant, lovely young girl. The next time you were a woman, still as sweet and radiant. Only you had grown far more lovely. And when I looked into your eyes, I thought of what Indian lovers say to each other. Your soul comes into the very center of my soul.
it's cold in here. Can't we...
Eliza, are you shy with my arms around you?
No. No, I'm not.
You shouldn't be, my dear.
Of course not. Not with an old friend like you, Sam.
Old friend? Why don't you speak plainly?
No. No, there's nothing to say.
There must be something, isn't there? Say it, dear.
I can't. I can't say it.
Yes, you can. You must. What is it, Eliza? Tell me.
Don't. Don't ask me.
I've got to know, Eliza. I have a right to know. Now, what is it?
Are you blind? You ought to know it. I don't love you. I never have and I never will because I love someone else.
You married me in love with another man?
Yes, I did. How many times must I tell you? Yes. I married you because my father wanted me to. Because you're a great man. The governor of Tennessee.
Your father made you do this?
Please, don't say any more. Please, leave me alone.
Good night, Eliza.
Sam Huston and his bride hid the sorrow that had come into their lives as admiring throngs cheered them on the way to Nashville. A few weeks passed, and then one night in his home, Sam Huston opens the parlor door.
Oh, Sam, you startled me.
Good evening, Eliza.
I didn't expect you home so soon.
You needn't bother to conceal that letter in your skirt. We don't have any secrets, Eliza. I think we understand each other.
It's nothing. Let's not talk about it.
I think we should. There are many things we ought to talk about.
There's nothing more to say. You know, and I know.
Eliza, I tell you, it is not too late. We can start all over again. Take my love. A love that shall be yours every minute, every hour.
No, Sam. This must be the end. Let's stop this mockery now.
No, you don't mean that.
Yes, Sam, I do. Here's your wedding ring. Take it. Well, why don't you?
Please. Please, Eliza. Can't we try again?
No, it would be useless. You know that. Here's your ring. Now I'm going to say good night.
Please, Eliza. Please. Listen, forgive me. It's my fault. Forgive me and try to understand this torment in me. But don't leave me, Eliza. Don't leave me. We can go on together. I need you so, my darling. Eliza, wait. Where are you going?
To pack my clothes and go home.
Listen to 'em out there, Sam. They say you wronged your bride, a Southern woman, an Allen. They're angry because they don't understand. But we've known each other since your ma brought you to Tennessee in a wagon. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you, Sam?
I hear you. I can finish this letter and listen.
Well, then, you've got to tell the folks why Eliza...
What is there to say? It isn't for the public. It's a private affair, and as far as I'm concerned, it will remain so.
It won't be that way, Sam. Folks are looking for you to say something. You're the governor. You just can't do things that way.
I'm resigning as governor.
Sam, no.
Yes.
You mustn't do it.
Yes, here's the letter, Sheriff. Deliver it to the Speaker of the Senate.
Sam, you can't do this.
I've made up my mind. You'll realize I did the right thing after I've gone.
Gone? What do you mean, gone, Sam?
I'm going away, Sheriff. Somewhere where there's kindness and peace. And I'm never coming back.
That night, the fire blazes brightly in Sam Houston's study. He's burning his personal papers. At sunrise, he boards the river packet Red Rover, and the little steamboat churns downstream. At Clarksville, the last stop in Tennessee, 2 men come aboard.
Sam, 2 of the Allen boys are aboard. They want to speak with you.
They may. Very well, gentlemen.
Got something to say to you, Sam Houston?
You take your hands off your guns, boys. I'll listen to you.
You're coming ashore with us, Sam.
We'll see about that. What do you want?
Folks are saying you ran away because you questioned our sister Eliza's honor.
You either give us a written denial of this rumor, or come back to Nashville with us and deny it in public.
We haven't much time. The passengers are looking this way. So make up your mind.
I will do neither.
Take care.
Will you passengers bear witness to the request I entrust to my brothers-in-law? Thank you. And now, gentlemen, I bid you to publish in the Nashville papers that if any wretch ever dares to utter a word against the purity of Mrs. Houston, I will come back and write the libel in his heart's blood. Good day, gentlemen.
Sam Houston vanished from the white man's civilization to take up his life in the wilderness that is now Oklahoma, in the domain of the Cherokee Indians, a people with whom he lived as a boy. The Cherokee chieftain, Ulatika, who had once adopted Sam as his son and called him the Raven, advances and embraces him.
My son, my son.
My chieftain, I am thankful for your welcome.
11 winters have passed since we met. I have heard you were a great chief among your people. I have heard a dark cloud had fallen on the white path you were walking.
The wind has whispered truly, Ulatika. I'm no longer a chief among our white brothers.
We are in great trouble, my son.
Trouble?
The bellies of 7,000 of our braves are empty. The man, the great white father, did not pay us fully for the lands in Tennessee. And here there is no game.
But what of the food the government supplies?
We have meat supplied us by an agent. But it is bad meat, my son.
My chieftain, you're being cheated. Not by the great white father. For President Andrew Jackson is my friend, and I know. But by men he trusts. I will go to him and put a stop to this injustice. Because now you are my people. I shall leave these forests and go to the great white father in Washington and tell him of these wrongs.
By the tarnal, Sam Houston, what's the idea coming in the White House togged out in that wigwam blanket? We could tend to your business without you putting on moccasins and that Indian shirt. I don't like it.
I'm coming to you as ambassador for the Cherokees, Mr. President. But that's why I'm dressed as one. Well, how have things been going with you?
Not so good, Sam. Mm-hmm. These cussed hypocrites in Washington stir up trouble every chance they get.
That's what brings me to Washington, Mr. President. These men you sent to deal with the Cherokees cheated both you and the Indians. They're still doing it. It's got to stop, Mr. President.
You mean I've been trusting a pack of horse thieves?
That's what I mean. The Cherokees were cheated out of their land, and now they're getting bad meat.
Then by the tarnal we'll draw up a new rations contract. What do you suggest, Sam?
Well, I could supply rations for about 18 cents a day.
That sounds mighty fair to me, Sam. Why, instead of all this cussedness, can't people be square in their dealings? That's what I can't see at all.
Yeah, they said I'd find you out here on the porch, Mr. President, when I was to come out.
Yes, so you did, General Green. Sam Huston, meet General Duff Green.
How do you do, Huston?
General Green publishes the United States Telegraph.
Say, I don't like to interrupt, Mr. President, but they...
No, that's all right. Houston and I have been talking about a contract for supplying rations to the Cherokee Indians.
The guarantee to the Cherokees and payment for their lands in Tennessee, General Green.
Yeah, what's the trouble? This government supplies rations to those savages.
Yes, rotten meat, General Green. If you had nothing else for your table, I think you'd prefer to starve and grow thinner.
Present ration costs the government 21 cents a day, and by the tunnel, it's mighty unsatisfactory. Houston says he could supply a good ration for 18 cents, saving $12,000 a day.
Now, I can't share your enthusiasm, Mr. President. But I can see how General Houston's offer will line his pocket with a fine profit. This will become known, and you'll be in trouble, if I may say so, Mr. President.
I resent that, Green.
Sit down, Sam. Sit down, I tell you. Will you excuse me now, General Green?
Certainly. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning.
Sorry, I lost my temper.
Oh, never mind that, Sam. I tell you what, we'll see that justice is done. Those Cherokees will get paid in full for their lands in Tennessee, and by the tunnel, I'll tell the Secretary of War to give you that ration contract.
I thank you. Not for myself, General, but for my people.
President Jackson failed to reckon with the power of his enemies. General Green's newspaper published sharp, caustic editorials against Sam Huston. One day, Huston enters the home of his friend, Congressman Cave Johnson of Tennessee, angrily waving a newspaper.
Look here, Cave. General Green has published a speech by William Stanberry, congressman from Ohio. Were you in the house when Stanberry spoke?
Yes, Sam, I was.
Listen, Cave. Did he say the Secretary of War had been dismissed from the cabinet because he tried fraudulently to give me a contract to feed the Cherokees? Did he use that word, fraudulently?
He did, Sam.
That's all I want to know. Where's that walking stick I gave you?
It's in the hat rack, Sam.
Mind if I borrow it for a few days?
What on earth you want with it?
Well, nothing much. I just want to take a stroll down Pennsylvania Avenue and teach a horse thief some manners. Beg pardon, sir. Are you Mr. Stanberry?
I am, sir.
I've been looking for you. You're a lying rascal.
Keep your distance or I'll shoot.
Oh, you won't. Trying to pull a pistol on me, eh?
Let go of me. Let go of me.
You declared me a thief before Congress. You refused to answer my letter and fight like a gentleman. Then you'll be whipped like a dog.
No, help! Help! Help!
Like a dog.
This affair's disgraceful, Sam. By the tunnel, disgraceful.
I know, Mr. President. But I did everything a gentleman could. I wrote Stanberry a letter. He sent it back unopened.
No excuses. You've assaulted a member of Congress for words spoken in his seat in the House of Representatives. Now you'll be arraigned and tried.
Expect I will be, sir.
I'm ashamed of you, Sam Huston. Look at yourself in that old buckskin coat and Indian shirt. Haven't you any other clothes?
No, sir, I haven't.
Well, get some. Here, borrow this. Pick up that purse. Do as I say, sir. Buy yourself some civilized clothes. Look like Sam Huston.
House of Representatives has heard Mr. Stanbury's testimony charging the prisoner Sam Houston with violating the laws of the United States. The prisoner will now come forward onto the dais and conduct his defense.
Mr. Speaker, members of Congress, I have committed no offense for which the Congress may punish me without invading the private rights of a citizen of these United States of America. On the wall above our heads hangs the symbol of those rights, the American flag. Before the eyes of American legislators, that proud emblem casts its sacred protection over the personal rights of every American citizen. Gentlemen, when you have destroyed the pride of American character, you will have destroyed the brightest jewel heaven has ever made. You will have drained the holiest drop which visits the hearts of your sages and councils and the heroes in battle. But so long as those glittering stars remain aloft, so long I trust shall my rights, shall the rights of every American citizen remain safe, till discord shall wreck the universe and time itself shall cease.
Despite the fervor and eloquence of his plea, Sam Houston was sentenced to be reprimanded by the Speaker of the House. A few weeks after his trial, he goes to say farewell to his great friend at the White House and is received by Sarah York Jackson, the President's daughter-in-law.
Sit down, General Houston. May I give you some tea?
Thank you, Miss Sarah. Is the President at home?
Papa will be in presently. He's expecting you.
I brought you a little farewell present, Miss Sarah.
Oh, gracious me, another? You're always bringing us presents.
Well, this one is a little more special. Since I left Nashville, I've worn it in a little chamois bag around my neck. It's for you, Miss Sarah.
Oh, a ring. How lovely. Oh, thank you.
No, don't thank me. It was always my wish for that ring to belong to someone very dear to me.
I'm glad you're here, Sam. I'd like to speak to you.
Oh, good afternoon, General.
Sarah, will you excuse us?
Certainly, Papa. Look, General Houston has given me another present. The most lovely ring.
Yes. It is by the tunnel. That's a beauty.
You said I mustn't thank you, General Houston. So I'll wear your ring and remember how fond of you we all are.
That's fine music from you, Miss Sarah.
Now run along, Sarah.
Yes, Papa. I wager there's a present for you, too, in General Houston's package.
Sam, wasn't that the ring you gave to your wife?
Yes, it was.
Then you don't want to go giving it away to Sarah. Day may come when Eliza will ask you to give it back to her.
I'd hoped for a time Eliza might get over the way she felt about me. Now I know she won't. That's why I gave her ring to Sarah. It shuts the door. Now it's time to shut the door on another failure. Here's my farewell present for you, sir. My ceremonial Indian costume.
Now, listen, my boy. I wouldn't get all riled up over that work among the Cherokees if I was you. Maybe the politicians down here did wallop you for it. But I tell you what, Sam. You'll find out there's more people in this country than those croaking bullfrogs over in Congress. They're different people. They think different. They know what you were fighting for. And they've got their eyes on you now.
Well, maybe you're right, sir.
Sure I'm right. Show them nothing can lick you. You know, they know that you're a big man, Sam. And they know you can do big things. You've got a destiny in your own country.
Destiny. Maybe that's it. Perhaps there's something more to a man's life than his own sorrows. I reckon they just sort of hit him in the heart to prepare him for something he doesn't understand. Maybe it's in the West that I'll find it. The Empire of Texas. Remember, General, I spoke to you once about Texas, and you said I wasn't ready then. But perhaps now my work lies in Texas.
Texas. It's a big job, Sam. Texas should be in the Union. Should be, and by the eternal it shall.
That's what I promise you, General. By the eternal.
the raven disappears beyond the horizons of the West, where the America of his time was on the threshold of new and expanding frontiers. And the America that was to come achieved a new greatness because of the forceful genius of a man who, through suffering and a strange sense of destiny, became the liberator of the vast empire of Texas and a leader in the cavalcade of America. Thank you, Walter Huston. We are honored to have you as our guest tonight on the DuPont Cavalcade. And now, before we hear from Dr. Monahan about next week's program, we have a story from the wonder world of chemistry.
If you were traveling in the southern part of the United States these January days, you'd see a familiar picture, perhaps be part of it. For already the southern farmer is doing his planting. In those tiny seeds he's planting, there's the making of success or failure. Seeds can carry diseases that will ruin crops. And if crops fail due to disease in the seed, that means bad luck for everyone. For crop failures make your groceries cost more. Well, that's where chemical research steps in to help the farmer and everybody who buys the things the farmer raises. Today, chemists provide disinfectants for treating seeds before they are planted. An accident that happened almost 300 years ago marked the beginning of chemical seed treatment. About the year 1670, a sailing vessel loaded with wheat was wrecked near Bristol, England. Farmers living along the coast salvaged some of the grain from the wreck. But since the seawater had spoiled it for flour, they planted it for seed. They noticed that the wheat grown from this seed was fairly free from disease, while crops grown from ordinary seed were not nearly as healthy. The news spread, and for about 100 years it was common practice to treat seed with salt water. It was not until our own times, after the turn of the 20th century, that the greatest progress was made in seed treatment. DuPont chemists, among others, realized that here was a real need to be filled by chemistry. Today, the farmer can protect his crops against disease, no matter what he wishes to grow, because chemists are supplying materials that do the job and do it well. When you look at a kernel of seed corn, the surface seems hard and smooth like a piece of china. Actually, it is full of tiny cracks that are hiding places for harmful germs. To reach these parasites, scientists have devised chemicals that, by contact or by forming a gas, penetrate every crack. The results of seed treatment are clearly shown at harvest time. Potatoes, for example. Farm tests show that modern chemical treatment of seed potatoes creates an average increase in the crop of more than 35 bushels to the acre. And they're better potatoes, too. The cost of treating the seed is as little as 36 cents per acre. Similar chemical treatment likewise protects flowers, bulbs, and vegetables. And all this means greater success for the farmer, a mighty important citizen in this America of ours, and better, cheaper food for your dinner table. That's what happens when chemists go to work. In the close partnership of the chemist and the farmer, we see another fulfillment of the DuPont pledge, better things for better living through chemistry. And now, Dr. Monahan.
It is once more a pleasure to give you a question which will be answered on the Cavalcade of America at this time next week. Who made the most famous midnight ride in American history? I can almost hear 100,000 voices say, Paul Revere. You are correct. So I'll phrase the question for next week's program this way. What woman in American history made a midnight ride as notable and even more spectacular than that of Paul Revere? Good night.
The orchestra and musical effects this evening, as usual, were under the direction of Don Voorhees. Next week, the DuPont Cavalcade will present an original radio drama based on Carl Kalmar's story of Mehitable Wings, and starring Jeanette Nolan. This is Thomas Chalmers saying good night and best wishes from the DuPont Company.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
This is Chesterton Radio, the true, good, and beautiful at chestertonradio.com.
The Cavalcade of America, presented presented by DuPont. The Raven Wins Texas, a story of Sam Houston. Adapted for radio from The Raven, the Pulitzer Prize winning biography by Marquis James. Starring Walter Huston in the role of Sam Houston. Tonight, the DuPont Company, makers of better things for better living through chemistry, again has the privilege to present Walter Huston in an original Cavalcade of America drama, The Story of Sam Houston. In a brilliant career in the American theater, Walter Huston is noted for his performances in The Barker, Dodsworth, and Knickerbocker Holiday. He has been acclaimed for his roles in the motion picture version of Dodsworth, as well as in Rhodes and The Light That Fades. This week, he returns to Broadway in a new play, Passenger to Bali. Tonight, he appears for the second time in this series of the Cavalcade of America in the role of Sam Houston in The Raven Wins Texas. The end of a summer day in the year 1832. In the White House at Washington, two men face each other, President Andrew Jackson and General Sam Houston.
Sam, remember you spoke to me a long time ago about Texas?
Yes, I do, Mr. President. You said you weren't ready to talk about it then.
Well, I am now. Been keeping my ear to the ground, hearing a lot about what's going on down in Texas now. And here it is. They were promised statehood in the Mexican Confederation 8 years ago. And by the eternal Sam, that promise ain't been kept.
Of course it hasn't been kept. Didn't think it would be, did you?
Here's what I'm thinking, Sam. Texas shouldn't belong to Mexico at all.
Certainly it should.
It should belong to the Union.
You're going to have a walloping fight to get it in.
Well, who's afraid of a fight? No, more than a fight, Sam. Bigger things than that at stake in Texas. Powerful big things. It's the whole Southwest. There's got to be only one civilization down there. One. The American civilization.
Amen to that, sir.
Sam, you go on out there to Texas. You'll find Steve Austin at the head of things out there. He's a good man. Maybe too good to be dealing with that Mexican rattlesnake Santa Anna. Watch out for his fangs. He's got 'em and he'll use 'em.
It's a big job, General.
Sure it is, Sam. But I tell you, Texas should be in the Union. Should be. By the eternal it shall.
That's what I promise you, General. By the eternal. Mind if I walk with you to your horse, Mr. Austin?
Why, no, General Houston. I'm glad to have a few words with you if you'd like. What's on your mind?
Mr. Austin, ever since I came to Texas, I've been telling you Santa Anna is a split-tongued reptile that you can't trust. And I'm asking you for the last time, don't go down to Mexico City to see him. It won't do any good, sir.
General Houston, I've got to go. You were at the convention. You know they sent me down there to ask Santa Anna to recognize the rights of Texas.
I know it. I fought the plan all through the convention, and I still say it won't work. I tell you, you can't rely on Santa Anna.
He's got every reason to be grateful to us. Texas helped make him president of Mexico. Listen, General, you've been paying too much attention to the hot-headed element down here. I trust Santa Anna, and I believe he'll give us our way in Texas.
You can't trust him, sir. He's a tyrant, and you'll find out you're just wasting your time.
Well, I'm the best judge of that, General. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Austin.
Senor Presidente.
Yes, Almonte. What is it now?
It is this, Senor Stephen Austin. He still waits to see you.
He must wait, Almonte, until I am ready to see him.
Excellency, it is now 6 months that he has been here waiting for an audience. May I remind you that...
Enough, Almonte. You can remind him and yourself, too, that I am the Napoleon on this continent.
I beg your Excellency's pardon, but Senor Stephen Austin is ready to leave us.
Leave?
He just told me so himself.
Waited 6 months, you say. 6 months is too short a time, Almonte.
Senor Stephen Austin will stay with us a little longer.
Excellency, would it not
I
be...
need no help from Senor Stephen Austin. I have discovered a letter here, a letter Senor Austin wrote to friends in Texas. It was too bad he wrote it. I shall make Senor Stephen Austin pay for that mistake.
I do not quite understand, Excellency.
Senor Stephen Austin was indiscreet enough to write that Texas might have to separate from Mexico. Separate from me. You hear? And join the United States.
He is a traitor to Mexico.
Senor Stephen Austin will find it is his mistake to oppose me. Almonte, you go out there. You arrest Senor Stephen Austin. You give him a deep and a solitary cell. When you have done this, Almonte, you come back. Tell me about it.
Yes, Excellency.
Well, sir, will the president see me now?
I am sorry, Senor Austin. I have told you the president will not see you.
But I've been trying to see him for 6 months. Surely...
I have said, Senor Austin, you will not see him. Senor Austin, you are under arrest.
Arrest? What for? You have no right to arrest me. I represent Texas.
And General Santa Anna represents Mexico.
And I trusted him. Sam Houston was right. Tell your Santa Anna he can imprison Stephen Austin, but there are Americans in Texas who will make him pay for it. You can't stifle the cry of liberty. No man ever has. No man ever will.
Mr. Speaker, General Sam Houston. Mr. Speaker, gentlemen, we all know what we are up against. Santa Anna still holds Stephen Austin in a dungeon. And what have our people done? Driven a few Mexican garrisons out, and what's the result? These paltry slaps at Mexico have done more harm than good. Santa Anna will be back any day with an army for revenge. And gentlemen, Texas is not ready for him. We have no government. We have no army. And we better organize both and be quick about it.
Mr. Speaker, I move that Sam Houston be given command of the Army of Texas.
I second the motion. Gentlemen, you've heard the motion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. Speaker?
General Houston. Yes, what is it, Sutherland? A message, sir, from the boys at the Alamo. Santa Anna is attacking.
Mr. Speaker! Mr. Speaker, just a minute.
What's wrong, General?
I've got a message here from Colonel Travis and David Crockett at the Alamo. In 10 days getting to us. It reads, I'm besieged by Mexican troops. Santa Anna demands our surrender. Otherwise, our troops will be put to the sword. I call upon you in the name of liberty, patriotism, and everything dear to Americans to come to our aid with dispatch.
I move this convention immediately adjourn, arm, and march to the aid of the Alamo.
Gentlemen, please listen to me. This isn't the time to go off half-cocked. That's been our trouble. We've got to save the Alamo, and we've got to have an army to do it. Your place is here. Mine is to find an army. And God willing, we'll save the Alamo.
General Houston.
Oh, Firefly, whoa.
What is it, Major?
Scouts up ahead found a woman riding by herself looking for you, sir. They're bringing her back here.
Well, who do you suppose she is?
Said her name is Mrs. Dickinson, General. Oh, here they come now, sir.
Well, I wonder what's up.
Give the order to halt. Yes, sir.
Is General Houston there?
I'm General Houston, ma'am. What's the trouble?
General, I've a message for you. The Alamo has fallen.
Fallen. We're too late.
Colonel Travis, David Crockett, they're all killed. Butchered, slaughtered by Santa Anna.
The whole garrison.
Yes, General. We stood them off for 12 days. Only 180 men against 4,000. Then at dawn on the 13th day, the Mexicans put scaling ladders against the walls. And that was the end. There were only 6 of us left. We watched Santa Anna come into the Alamo and cross the square to where we were. He came prancing up on a pony, and his men cheered and sang until I thought I'd never seen so many maniacs in one place.
Well, there he is. great Santa Ana.
13 days. Well, it took him that long to ride inside these walls, anyway.
What'll they do? What'll they do to us now?
Keep up your nerve, Mrs. Dickinson. Don't let them think you're scared. Remember, we showed them what we could do for 12 days. We're not going to quake before them now.
Make way! Make way for the presidency!
At ease! At ease! Well, Almonte, the victory is mine.
Yes, Senor Presidente, but another one like it will ruin you.
Silence, Almonte.
Yes.
These are the prisoners.
These 5 men here, Senor. The woman there.
Prisoners are a nuisance, Almonte. I do not wish to have him.
You bloodthirsty beast! Haven't you butchered enough of us?
Oh, there is a flash of spirit for you, Almonte. I shall show a little mercy. Senor. Come here, Senor.
No! No, I won't.
When Santa Ana orders you to obey, Senor. Your arm is tender, Senor. It's very easily broken. Proceed, Almonte.
No! Oh, no, don't.
Almonte, what are you waiting for?
Yes, Senor President.
Ready. Aim. Fire.
You see, Senora, what my mercy spared you. Now you can do something for me. You know this General Sam Houston?
Yes.
You will find this Senor Sam Houston. You will take a message to him. Almonte, you have a horse made ready for the Senora.
Please.
Listen well, Senora. Give him my compliment. Tell him what you have seen. Tell him to remember the Alamo. That will be the fate of every man in Texas who opposes my authority. Now, on this horse. Quickly, Senora. Up! So, go!
So, Santa Ana sends a message. And here's our reply, Mrs. Dickinson. We'll remember the Alamo, and Santa Ana will never forget it. Hockley.
Yes, sir?
Tell the men we'll have to eat cold rations tonight. I want no campfires burning. Too easily spotted by Santa Ana's men.
Yes, General.
Well, they'll wipe us out anyway, if you ask me. I tell you, General Houston, it's no good. We haven't a chance.
I'll throttle you if you keep up that talk.
Very well, sir. But tell me how 900 men are going to drive off 7,000.
That's my problem, Major Smith. The Mexicans haven't trapped us yet, and I tell you they won't. Texas is a powerful big place to fight in, and there's lots of room for one big blow.
Come on, you.
What's going on there?
Come on here.
What is it?
Come in.
What is that? What's the matter there?
Scouts picked up a rattlesnake riddled into camp, General. Come on, you. Speak up, you spy.
Santa Ana. Juanes.
Yeah, now, we don't savvy Mexico around here. English, you know English. All right. Tell him just what you told me. Go on.
Santa Ana. He come this way. 4 divisions. He kill all. Right behind.
Yes? Santa Ana right back of us?
Shall I hang him or shoot him?
No, por favor.
No.
No, Dios.
No, there's no hurry. Major Smith.
Yes, General.
Well, you're right, Smith. It's no use. We can't fight 7,000.
I thought so.
Yes, we'd better get out of here. Make for the border of the United States before it's too late. I guess it's all over, boys. We're licked.
All right, sir. Makes sense to me.
What's this spy doing in here? Kick him out of this camp before I change my mind and have him strung up. Get out of here.
Come on.
Go on, get out.
We'll have to hurry before it's too late.
Where are you going, Major Smith?
I'm going to carry out your orders.
Major.
Yes, General?
Do you think I'm a lunatic?
Didn't you just say it was all over?
Sure, I said it. Sure, we're going to retreat. And when that spy tells Santa Ana, he'll come chasing after us, and we'll give him a run. A run he'll never forget. Then, boys, we'll strike. We'll hit him when he least expects it.
All right, go ahead. But you're making a mistake.
I'm commanding this army. I give the orders. Sound the retreat.
Whoa. Captain Baker.
What is, Major?
Follow me down the road.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh there. Oh. Captain Martin.
Yes, Major?
Follow us. Hurry.
Yes, sir.
Move in. Major Hartley.
Yes?
Oh, you follow us off the road here, over in those cottonwoods.
What's the matter?
Come on. You'll see.
All right. Get. Come on.
Hurry up. Now listen, men. We've got to take a stand. Houston's kept us retreating for 38 days. Santa Ana's still hot on our trail. Officers of his staff, I vote we demand an explanation.
He'll give us an explanation, all right.
Sure he will. But if it isn't satisfactory, he should be removed from command.
Who'll succeed him? You, Major?
Well, that's beside the point, but this isn't. We're licked, men. The army's deserting. Hundreds have gone across the border into the States. About time we did, too.
Rats getting their hides off a sinking ship, huh? You all heard what General Houston said about this retreat being part of a plan?
Yeah, we heard him. We heard him say a lot of things. Victory is certain. Remember the Alamo. I say he ought to remember it. Instead of backing us up to the border and then swinging us east over this way, he doesn't know what he's doing. What kind of a general is he?
All right, men. He's had his way long enough. We can get along without him. Are we all agreed to take a stand that way?
Wait a minute. Somebody's riding through the woods.
Who is it?
He's alone, whoever he is.
Houston. Well, how'd he find out we were meeting?
Never mind. Too late now.
Oh, boy. Well, I sort of missed you boys. Letting the army get away ahead of you, aren't you?
Well, General Houston,
Yes, what's the matter? Oh, come on, out with it.
Go ahead, Major Smith.
Well, how much longer are we going to retreat? We have a right to know. So have the men, the ones who haven't deserted you yet.
Is that the way you all feel? Baker? Martin? Hockley?
No, sir, I don't.
Thanks, Hockley. The trouble with you men is you don't know what's going on. Instead of going off in the woods here, you should have stayed with me and learned a few things. The scouts have reported that Santa Ana has gone into camp just beyond the San Jacinto there, only one of his 4 divisions with it.
What are you going to do, General?
You see, it's almost 3 o'clock. An hour from now, they'll still be taking their siesta. Hockley, is my imagination playing tricks with me again?
Playing tricks, sir?
That eagle. See it up there?
Yes, sir, but...
Say, there was an eagle above my head when I came into Texas. Now this one at San Jacinto, an eagle again, sailing toward Santa Ana's camp. All right, boys. The retreat's over. Now we attack. Here are the orders. We'll assemble in these woods. 4 o'clock, when I raise the sword, we'll advance to catch him and catch him asleep. Don't fire until I give the order. Remember now, no firing until I give the signal. Quiet, man, quiet. Got to catch him sleeping during siesta.
No sign of life in their camp yet, sir. They've seen us, sir.
Hold your fire, men. Hold your fire, Hockley.
Yes, General.
We're almost the Mexican breastwork.
I know. It's about 20 yards, sir.
Everything ready?
Yes, sir.
Can you see our artillery?
Men are looking this way. They're waiting for the signal, sir.
All right. Wave your hat. Signal them to fire.
Right, sir.
Now, give it to them. Remember the Alamo, boys.
Sit down, lean against this tree, sir.
Yes. Yeah, all right, Hockley.
Well, try not to move that leg any more than you have to, sir. I'm afraid you shattered the bone.
Never mind it, Hockley. Have they found Santa Ana? Where is he, Hockley?
Well, the men have been searching all night, sir. I guess we missed him.
Missed him? And we've failed, Hockley. Santa Ana will be back with his 3 divisions and wipe us out. We've got to find him.
Well, we can't even tell who is an officer and who isn't, the way these Mexicans are ripped off their epaulets. What's going on back there?
Major Hockley. Major Hockley, they've caught Santa Ana.
Caught him? Where is he?
They're bringing him in now. That one there.
Oh, that can't be Santa Ana.
Robeson got him, but he didn't realize who he'd caught till the other prisoners began shouting, "Yell Presidente!"
What are you laughing at, Hockley?
Oh, wait till I race you up, General Houston. You laugh, too. He's wearing a blue smock and red carpet slippers.
This is the great Santa Ana. I guess we interrupted his siesta at that. Well, great work, boys. Quiet now. Quiet, here he is.
I am General Antonio Lopez de Santa Ana, President of Mexico, Commander-in-Chief of the Army of Operations.
Indeed. Take a seat, General. Sit down. Sit on that box there.
I place myself at the disposal of the brave General Houston.
You don't have much choice, do you?
The man who has conquered the Napoleon of the West may consider himself born to no common destiny. It now remains for him to be generous to the bank.
Yes, you should have thought of that at the Alamo.
I propose, General Houston.
You propose what?
I propose an armistice.
Armistice? Well, I'll do all the proposing, understand?
As you wish.
You write an order instructing your troops to leave Texas soil forever.
Could I have? Has anyone a piece of opium?
Opium? So?
I would be very grateful.
Now I see you in your true color. The Napoleon of the West.
It is not a great thing, I ask.
No? Nor I. Merely that your armies leave Texas. You'll write the order of evacuation.
Yes, senor. Yes, I will do so.
Take him away, boys.
All right, General. Come on now.
Hockley.
Yes, General.
Get me a paper and a quill. I'm going to write to Andrew Jackson.
Yes.
We've won our freedom. Now all that remains is for us to join Texas with the Union. When that day comes, and someday it will, I'll tell old Hickory myself. By the eternal.
Oh, General Houston.
I'm sorry, Hannah. We got here too late.
I'm sorry, too, General. He asked about you at the very last.
This is my son, Hannah.
How do you do, Hannah?
How do you do, Miss Sam?
He left as soon as we heard. Could we see him?
Yes, sir. You can. This way, General.
You come too, Sam. My son.
Yes, Father?
My son, always remember you've looked on the face of Andrew Jackson.
He was a great man, wasn't he, Father?
No man alive, no one will ever be his equal.
Father, he sent you to Texas, didn't he?
Long time ago. Now he's gone without knowing that Texas belongs to the Union.
No, General. He knew. Word came this morning.
Did he say anything?
He smiled all over his face. Then he looked up and said, Texas in the Union. My old friend has been true to his trust.
You say he smiled? Come along, son. We're going home.
The Raven's flight is ended. But the heritage he left us lies in the greatness of the Lone Star State. And tonight, Sam Houston, the foremost Texan of his time and all time, takes an honored place in the Cavalcade of America. Thank you, Walter Houston. We are happy to have you as our guest on the Cavalcade of America. And now, before we hear from Dr. Monahan about next week's program, we have a story from the wonder world of chemistry. Picture a room with rows of green apples hanging from hooks on the wall. One green apple hangs from each hook. Sounds foolish, doesn't it? But it isn't. It's just a part of the careful research to find a better and safer way of controlling the codling moth and preventing wormy apples. Codling mothworms love apples. They cause heavy damage to apple crops and make you pay more for the fruit. Materials now used to protect apples from these pests must be washed off at harvest time in order to protect your health. You can see what a fine thing it would be to have a safe protection that wouldn't need to be washed off. Some years ago, DuPont scientists began a search for a material that would defeat the insects and not harm humans. So they built a dining room for the codling mothworms with tempting green apples hanging on hooks. They provided comfortable little cages for codling moths to live in and lay their eggs. Month after month, they treated green apples with various chemicals and watched the mothworms. It was a long search, but those DuPont men kept plugging at it, and finally they found a promising chemical with a long name, phenothiazine. Anyway, the name isn't half as important as the fact that it does protect apples against the codling moth when sprayed properly on the fruit. It also protects grapes against the grapeberry moth and a disease called the black rot. It stops Japanese beetles from feeding on plants and fruits and is proving effective against other insects, too. There's another queer angle to this story. Zoologists of the United States Department of Agriculture have tried out the same chemical as a remedy for certain internal parasites of sheep. They found it to be the most effective known remedy for this purpose. A single dose does the trick. It didn't take long for the news of this experimental work to travel to the great sheep-raising countries of Canada and Australia. Scientists there have had equally good results. And now similar trials are being made with cattle, hogs, and other animals. So you see, the benefits of chemical research travel far and wide, whether you grow apples or raise sheep or merely buy lamb chops and enjoy apple pie. Chemistry has been working to protect your pocketbook. And there you have the essence of the DuPont pledge, better things for better living through chemistry. And now the Cavalcade of America's historian, Dr. Frank Monahan of Yale University.
Sam Houston, the founder of the Republic of Texas, was a great man molding a great event, and so his name is written large in American history. But it is true that frequently a great event can be approached and understood through the hopes and actions of the little people, whom history does not headline. The Cavalcade program for next week, entitled On Jordan's Banks, is the story of an unknown youth named Sam Davis. Sam Davis was a Confederate spy, a spy who was caught. But Davis, during his brief career, seems to me to represent the highest devotion to a cause, the most complete loyalty to an ideal. And these are qualities that have given strength to the fabric of American character and greatness.
Next week, when the Cavalcade of America presents On Jordan's Banks, our star will be Elliott Reed. Radio listeners everywhere will recognize Elliott Reed and remember his outstanding performances on many radio programs. On Broadway, he's been a talented and versatile member of the Mercury Theater, appearing in Julius Caesar and The Shoemaker's Holiday. Next week, he will be starred in the Cavalcade of America's drama On Jordan's Banks in the role of Private Sam Davis. On tonight's program, the orchestra and musical effects are under the direction of Don Voorhees. This is Basil Rysdale saying good night and best wishes from DuPont.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
This is Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.